Yes, people, I'm gonna get by this because I only got 10 minutes. Now I'm not the greatest talker in the world, but I'm gonna tell you, images plays a part in people's minds all the time. Now I know what Cap Solo was getting at this, but I think this stuff is overplayed to an extent. Now I know I heard all of you, both you and Captain Solo and a couple other people on YouTube talk about this dark and light thing, which is hadn't been solved since let's say before integration, because I think sometimes it's over exaggerated. Um, yeah, people always talked about it, but we always have jokes about blacks and light skinned people and about how they look and stuff. And part of our culture was talking about skin color, and they joke about your mom so black and your mom so this and your mom so that. That's all a part of just planting dozens in. They say if you're in a majority black school, like me growing up in Central Virginia. But see, one thing about it is that if you had this certain swag or certain manliness that a woman feels that they can be protected, these are people that you can see that, hey, they can handle themselves under any circumstance. Now, yes, there's a lot of dark-skinned people are used as bad guys in the movies and things like that, and they always. One of the reasons, like I said in another video, is that they use women as props, and they also use men as props too. When they use a bad guy, that means if you have a dark skin, just like anything that's with dark colors are used as the villain, like the guy wearing a black suit as the bad guy. So, but then again, since it's a multicultural society too, especially when the Puerto Ricans and Hispanics assimilated into black culture through music, through disco, R&B, and hip hop, we've been accepted. So the brown skinned woman, it's hard for her to get enough exposure because by the time integration started, and plus with Samoans and other races assimilated in our culture and our music, black men usually use the light skinned or mixed looking women. Now, do black women look at a light skinned man as feminine? I don't think so, because it depends on the way you act. If you have a reputation of a fighter, they say like or just say you just got to be muscular, play some football or basketball, something like that, women gonna come to you regardless. You know, a lot of women always say that they like this kind of man, they like that kind of man, but end up sleeping with that guy later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've just seen women always talking about, I don't like that crusty black so and so, and they call them black and this and that and the other, and have a baby by them like years later, or mess around with them years later and act like she, didn't deal with deal with him. And same goes for the men, vice versa. They talking about, man, look at that. I can't stand her black ass. And then all of a sudden, man, trying to fill on a button, this and that and the other. Sometimes, man, people really don't say, they say something different than what their actions or what they really want to feel. Like what they really feeling inside. But then again, it affects some people to a point where they have complexes later on in life. Now, some people get over it, some people don't. Now, sex, like I said, attractiveness for a woman can be different things besides looks. If you're light, dark, or brown, caramel complected, like it depends on what interest that that woman sees in you. Now, if you go into a dark alley and stuff like that, look, most of these people, most of some light skinned black people that look like Puerto Rican, like myself, I'm from down south, but if I go up north, some people mistake me as a, I don't know how, but mistake me as a Puerto Rican. Now, if you see a big Puerto Rican dude, man, that looks, black, you know what I'm talking about. They look just as much of a daggone threat than anybody else, because now, especially nowadays, people are just, if you got that certain thug look, it don't matter what color you are. I mean, you just have to protect yourself. You just not gonna. I'm just not gonna automatically say because the guy's dark skinned and stuff like that that they will manage to jump on me or whatever, or manage to just fight or beat up people, things like that. I mean, just look at the boxing. Let's look at boxing for instance. It's dominated. Now you got your Mayweathers and your Tarvers and Roy Jones out there, but most of the boxers now are Mexicans or Puerto Ricans. They're light skinned and stuff like they don't look like they don't look intimidating. You know what I'm saying? Like Oscar De La Hoya, he don't look intimidating. But that's getting off the subject of black folks, but you know what I'm saying. It's not. It's a difference. I mean, they might have that same kind of situation in the Mexican community. Now, matter of fact, I heard about that because dark-skinned Mexicans are not represented as the lighter, fair-skinned Mexicans. But what I'm saying is, a black woman will give a light-skinned person a chance, even if she thinks she's feminine, if he got some manliness about him. Now I've seen a lot of light-skinned women that just act crazy, act stupid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why do you think a lot of women like LL Cool J? He not light, maybe not light like to some people or whatever, but he light enough, but he got the muscles and he got that kind of swag. It's mostly a personality or a persona that women are attracted to. Now, some of the stuff that women say they like in a man, you can take it as a grain of salt. I mean, some women like dark-skinned men, that's tall or whatever, and some don't. Some like muscle, some like skinny men. It's more to it. You gotta look above the words that they're saying. It's deeper in that when they sometimes when they talk about light skin and dark skin and all this stuff. And for the 80s, people always saying it was dominated by pretty boy look and things like that. But a lot of women used to swoon over Avery Brooks from Hawk. He was a bald-headed black man. Luke Gossett Jr., bald-headed black man. Michael Jordan, when he came into the mid 80s with his in basketball, even though they were celebrities, but some women were glad that those kind of black men were represented in multimedia because they were underrepresented, just like the black and the dark-skinned female. Like I said in the other video, I think it should be more black female filmmakers, and they will push their own beauty out there. And they just cannot just support just the Tyler Perry movies. They have to support each other with their own stories. But anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah, some people have the self-hate and all these other issues that you brought up, but a lot of times, if the women see that you have some kind of sexiness to you, the color goes out the door. Why do you think some of these people that skinny and black as the ace of spades, but still pull women, still have managed to get pregnant somehow, impregnate these women? I mean, think about that.